Most people, their first question that they, first time I talk to them on a phone call or just a message, whatever it is, most people tell me they just want to bring their potential to the surface. They know they got so much locked inside, they could just feel it. They just have this innate awareness that they have the power to change what is. And they have the belief that things can change. They're just unaware of how to make it happen. And this is really, it's a simple truth that says whatever you direct your thoughts to starts to manifest in forms like into that I am statement. It's all one energy. Also, if God is this universal power, if it is infinite intelligence, all this is kind of the same words. We just say God, universe, we just kind of define it differently with the diction that we use, okay? Therefore, it must remain that, and if I have a godlike power inside me, how do I use the godlike power? I am is the godlike power. What you affirm is true is what you command the universe to start embodying. Okay, just going to take a little break. Hopefully they can set that in for a second. It's why you can really never judge anyone. It's all just a range of awareness. If you see somebody acting out, they are in a very low consciousness. A lost soul, what that means, you've heard the expression, I'm sure, before. What a lost soul actually is a soul living in a body, all of us spiritual beings, whatever you want to call that has pretty much lost their remembrance of who they actually are. That's kind of what a lost soul is. They've literally stopped all contact with what they know as true about themselves. The real essence of who they are. Not this physical stuff going on, but more the real essence of who they are. You'll see it in them acting out. You see a lot of anger, a lot of frustration. What frustration and anger means, we went through a little bit last week. It's part of your guidance system, letting you know you're off the path. You've lost connection with who you really are. You are in disalignment with your true self. Every time an anger feeling comes up, frustration, all these heavy emotions on the negative side, when those things pop up, you are completely disconnected with your source energy. Not all the way, you're always connected to source. You are source, right? But gratitude and the opposite, joy and love, when you can focus all feeling into that, you are full connection, blasted forward with source energy. That's why things unfold so well. When you have a bad attitude, what you're doing is connecting all ties with your complete source energy of who you are. And things start to manifest in terrible ways. Every area of somebody's life starts to be destroyed. Everything's being destroyed or created. You get to choose. It is based on your attitude, your feelings, your thoughts, feelings, and actions, which is your attitude, and which direction it points. Your attitude is the I am statement directing left or right or forward or backwards wherever you're pointed. Okay? It's all based on your attitude. Things aren't happening to you. You're not victim to anything. You're not being tested on anything. Okay? Universe is not testing you. What it is you manifesting based on what you consent to is true about yourself. Okay? Hope we got that. Let's go to top statements there on the second page. I am that I am. Be still and know that I am God. I am is a feeling of permanent awareness. The very center of consciousness is the feeling of I am. I may forget who I am, where I am, what I am, but I cannot forget that I am. The awareness of being remains, regardless of the degree of forgetfulness of who, where, and what I am. Maybe a little confusing at first. You hear Bob say this often on seminars. Okay, he says, people ask, what is God? You can't really explain it. It just is. God is. God is, I am. Then you talk to yourself, you say, well, I'm a spiritual being. What does that mean? It is. It is, I am. I am. So you can't really go too far. Scientists are asked, like, what's energy? It just kind of is. You break it down to the very fundamentals, and you can go as far as we conceive of scientifically in 2018, talking about different concepts and things within, say, quantum physics. You get down to a very fundamental, and it just remains energy. And you say, what is energy? You just say it just kind of is. It just is. It flows. It's interchangeable. It's just there. You can forget what you are, who you are, and where you are, but you can't forget the internal I am, who you truly are, spiritual being. That's why it's so crazy sometimes, but you are not really who you believe you are. A little head scratcher. Just taking a second deliberately. Okay. Adam, I saw your name first on the list here. You're really not the person you probably believe you are. You're something more extraordinary than you could ever even believe at this moment. Consciously, yeah, I'm sure, and we've seen the physical results of it, you really understanding this infinite power you do have, and you're starting to believe in it more and more, but you have so much more. It's not just about money, it's just about business. More recognition of this infinite power you have. Adele, same thing, you're next on the thing there. You're so much more than what you're acting and believing to be true right now. Same goes for me. Same goes for everybody here. The challenges and tribulations and things that people go through are part of the journey, yes, but those are never going to have more power than you have. Hope you remember that. Let's go to the next paragraph here. Make a little line so we know where we are. I am is that which, amid innumerable forms, is ever the same. This great discovery of cause reveals that, good or bad, man is actually the arbiter of his own fate, and that it is his concept of himself that determines the world in which he lives. In other words, if you are experiencing ill health, knowing the truth about cause, you cannot attribute the illness to anything other than the particular arrangement of the basic cause substance. An arrangement which is defined by your concept, I am unwell. This is why you are told, let the weak man say, I am strong. For by his assumption, the cause substance, I am, is rearranged, and must therefore manifest that which its rearrangement affirms. This principle governs every aspect of your life, be it social, financial, intellectual, or spiritual. That's a pretty good paragraph right there. You may want to take a screenshot of this if you have not.